Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I always dread the after lunch session. I've been a facilitator in my earlier life as an HR person, and in that parlance, it's called the dead man's hour. Today, we'll get to see all the things that you learned in college, and most important is how could you sleep with your eyes open. I'm sure some of the things that you learned will come into practice today. So I am joined by Samir to discuss an interesting topic which is increasingly becoming critical in today's workplace, and that's going beyond perks and policies to create remarkable employee experiences. Okay? So while in a lot of these conversations, when we talk about employee experiences, I'm often asked, okay, what is the difference between employee satisfaction, employee engagement, and employee experience? Okay? So all of you are seasoned HR people. All of you know that satisfaction is when you're content with a job, with your surroundings, the place of work, etc. The engagement comes in when you are saying good things about the organization, you stay back in the organization, you walk that extra mile, the strive. Satisfaction and engagement actually lead to a great employee experience. That is, from the time you join to the time you exit the organization, how has the organization treated you? What is your experience in the organization that has been most remarkable, and so on and so forth. Okay? So we're going to talk today about the experience part of it. Right? And an experience is something that for different people is different. Okay, that's the unique part of it. I might have a different experience with the same set of data or same set of circumstances. You might have a different experience with the same set of circumstances. And that's what all of us are challenged in organizations where we try to create a large umbrella of great employee experience, and within that, we put small umbrellas which are individual employee experience. So, Samir, let me start off with you. Okay, in terms of experience, employee experience beyond perks and policies, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, Soumitra, thank you so much, first and foremost. And I think this is a conversation or continuation of the conversation which we were having post our lunch. And we were just about to get into that conversation was getting slightly heated up and, going in the right direction. So, I would pick it up from there and share it with the larger audience as well, because when you speak about employee experience, what is employee experience? I think the first and foremost thing comes to mind is culture. And what is culture? I mean, culture starts from the leadership level, how you communicate, how the employees are engaged, what they're doing. And second is processes. What processes are? I mean, a lot of times processes in the organizations are there to help the employees, but the other way around, right? Not to harass the employees as well, because if a simple task takes more than a couple of hours, it doesn't work. And finally is the technology or the tools that the employees have. And just to put it in simple terms, what happens is a CFO sitting somewhere or a CIO sitting somewhere, choose to offer a technology to run the processes to the employees which are based on certain evaluation parameters, which could be cost, which could be ease of use, which could be, just because it has been procured somewhere. But as a matter of fact, whether the employee is able to deliver his day-to-day tasks using those technologies, wherever he or she is working from, whether it is in the office or whether it is beyond the office, that is the key challenge. And when an employee is not able to deliver or perform the regular day-to-day tasks using the tools provided to them, it could be devices, it could be applications, it could be any other thing, then that's the first step of friction where it originates from. And I think that's the most simplest form of employee experience, and that's where it starts breaking down, because when the employee goes back home, he or she is frustrated, stating that, hey, you know what, I'm unable to do my task, and everything is going downhill. The processes start breaking up, frustrations start building up, and then that's where the employee starts looking out, hey, I need to change my job. You may add on this because you've been dealing with this a lot more than I am, so definitely your views are...
Yeah, sure. I mean, all of us present here will resonate with me when I say that the pandemic changed the definition of the word experience, all right? People realize the fragility of human existence. And they realize that they now need to do a lot more, both personally and professionally. People came back and they said, oh, you should allow us to work from anywhere, anytime. We should become device independent. You should train us more. You should give us a lot of options for well-being, both mental and physical, okay? People really wanted to live their lives. In the total context of living, okay, there was this equal portion of personal living where I wanted to spend time with my family, I want to take vacations, I want to give care to, as a caregiver, to my ailing parents. I want to go back to where my native place is, to be with people over there. And the other part was professionally, okay, what are you doing to upskill me? What are you doing to make sure that I am more ready for the future? How are you making me more sustainable? How are you creating skills in me which has perpetuity? Okay, the organization is moving ahead. We are talking about AI, ML, VR, AR, VR, blockchain, etc. How are you making sure that I'm relevant tomorrow? Okay, I think these two large chunks are something that today's employees, all of us, even me, are looking forward to organizations. And these are experiences that we need to create which are much beyond the perks and policies. I mean, earlier days, I was a very happy man. Every time I got up to do a, employee, function, there'll be 3 questions. They'll tell me, show me first question, okay? When are we getting a better increment, money? Second is, when are we getting great food from the canteen? And third is, are you giving us free drop to home? Life was very simple. Today, people are asking me, what are you doing for my mental happiness? What are you doing for make sure that I'm physically fit at work? What are you doing to give me a long-term, value creation? How are you helping me create long-term wealth? Those are questions that every employee is asking, and that, I think, the answers to those are what we are exploring in this session today, Samir and me, in terms of how can we, as all of you are managers, how can we as managers create the right answers to those questions, okay? Are we talking about talent development? Are we talking about talent fungibility? Can I say that, okay, these are your set of talents, core talents, which are going to take you into the future? Am I saying that I'm giving you an opportunity to ensure that you have a sandbox to play with AI and ML? Am I saying that I'm going to invest in giving you a license where you can explore ChatGPT, large language models, okay? So those are things that I think are important for all of us in organizations to answer. Samir.
Yeah, absolutely. And, if I may continue from where you left off, the point is, leadership talks one language. They may speak about delivering, excellent customer experience, walking the wire and delivering whatever the customer needs. And that is the need of the hour. But when an employee sees the gap for themselves, that yes, I want to deliver this. Yes, the leadership is saying that I have to, improvise the customer experience. To do that, I need this. I need processes. I need applications. But when the employee themselves don't have that access to that applications, to the technology, and how to go about doing it, that's where it starts going downhill. I was sitting with a CIO of a very large organization yesterday, and that's where we were talking about, and his point of contention was, we have XYZ technology, we have been talking about that, we have deployed it. Today, my challenge is not about technology, but the amount of technology that is being given to the employees, they are overwhelmed with it. They don't know how to use it. That's the other extreme of the challenge. They have so many tools, and they end up paying so much for each of the tools that the usage and the ROI is just not justified. Now, that's the other extreme of employee experience, and at the end of the day, nothing works for the employee. The employee is frustrated, customer is frustrated, everything and everyone is working in a broken silo, and nothing is coming together. And that's, I think, is the biggest drawback, or starts pulling down the culture of an organization. And we at Zoom do something very differently. Right from our CEO to person down the line, we have only one DNA. That is the customer first. And for customer first comes the employees and the partner first. That's our mission, that's our goal. We always speak about that I will care for myself, I will care for my fellow colleague, I will care for my partners, and I will care for my customers. And that's the DNA that was what ingrained into Zoom culture from day one. So today, if somebody calls me up and says that, the person could be, maybe I meet somewhere, the people who know me around in my area where I stay, they call me, hey, Zoom, how are you doing? I sometimes walk with a T-shirt with a Zoom logo on it, and people really call me by the name Zoom instead of anything else. But that's the point, and I introduce myself that I am Zoom. If somebody walks up to me and say that I have a problem, I don't say that, hey, please contact my team or call my support team. I will get it fixed. Give me the contact details, I'll get it fixed for you. We are not champions for everything. And that is the DNA, that is the culture. Sense of belonging is extremely important for every employee. And unless and until there is that sense of belonging for an employee to be an organization, no matter what you do, no matter what amount of tools you give, the employee experience and the customer experience just doesn't happen. And I am speaking about Zoom with so much passion after spending 6 years in Zoom. There is a reason for it, because the only and only one, because there is a sense of belonging for me, and I am Zoom India. It starts with me, it ends with me. Right? So that's the passion I have for my company. And unless and until, as a CHRO, as a leader, if you're not able to build that passion amongst your employee, I have some of my colleagues, my employees, my team members out here, and I am sure if they stand up, they will introduce themselves the same way. And that sense of belonging is extremely critical for an organization to be successful. And I think, in my experience, that's where we go wrong as well. It's very easy to say, but I know the frustration levels at the ground. Right, Mr. Soumitra?
Absolutely. So on a lighter note, I used to work for Hewlett-Packard, and we used to have those T-shirts which said HP. So I went to a friend's house one morning, and the small daughter opened the door. Father asked me, "Kaun aaya hai?" "Oh, gas wala aaya hai." From then on, we said that we are going to print Hewlett-Packard on those T-shirts, just not HP, right? Anyway, I think you summed it up very well. Few things, I leave it up to you to take back. One is that people are looking for meaning today. Meaning at work. Meaning out of their lives. Okay? They are very focused on the fact that what am I doing at work? How is it contributing to the larger? They come to work and they want more pride. They want more dignity. They want more involvement in decision making. They want to ensure that the company is actually concerned about the holistic wellness, both mental and physical. They want to be part of the decision making process in organization. They want to make sure that whatever they're doing, even if it is concepts like ESG, CSR and all that, they can be proud of the organization because of those things. They want to create good relationships at work. Some of the people that I've talked to say that, hey, I need good friends at work, all right? I want to make sure that the organization has a good amount of focus on diversity, inclusion, equity, and belongingness. They say that we should be coming to an organization or we should be coming to work on Monday with a smiling face, okay, and go back on that evening or on Friday evening again with a smiling face, okay? So these are things that people are wanting. There are a lot of organizations, including Zoom, my organization, we are doing things. We are creating that meaning at work. We are doing multi-skilling. We are creating a workplace that is diverse, and that is basically a place where ideas are incubated, okay? People are tolerant of individuals and their ideas. We are doing a lot of workshops on unconscious bias. We have put in a lot of business conduct guidelines so that people feel protected at the workplace. There's no harassment, okay? We have created strategy modules which tell people where the organization is growing and where he or she can fit into this journey. We have created a lot of training programs on LMSs. So I think every organization needs to do that, okay? At the end of the day, I think, of course, Samir is going to sum up. I think my proposition is that, you know, for every employee experience, you have to go beyond the usual perks and policies, I think, you know. Organizations, like the way that they're evolving, you have to keep that evolution process in sync with whatever you're doing as far as your people excellence is concerned.
Right, I think you summed it up very well, but taking the cue from the earlier speakers as well, I would say that beyond people and processes, technology is the key to have an amazing employee experience. It's needless to say, it's extremely critical and probably the most important aspect of employee experience now and going ahead. The new generation doesn't like old technology, so technology is going to be the extremely critical component. And technologies like Zoom help you just do that. Zoom Workplace helps you take your employee and customer experience just to another level. Thank you with that.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Wish you all a lovely afternoon.
For more content on tech and leadership, subscribe to NASSCOM YouTube channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.